Good morning. Hello, everybody. Ooh, that got people's attention. I haven't been able to ring the bell for a few months, so it's really exciting. So, anyways, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Edina Morningside Edina Noon joint meeting. But Edina Morningside especially welcomes our noon Rotarians because we know how hard it is for you guys to get up early and come here. So hats off to you guys. I am Margaret Rose, the president of the Morningside Club, so definitely an early bird, but very excited to have you guys here. Super excited to have our guests and the students from the high school and visiting Rotarians. So without much more to do, we'll continue on. Oops, I'm sorry. I do want to recognize a visiting Rotarian, John Credelli from the Eden Prairie Club. So most all of you know John. John has been doing amazing work helping several clubs throughout the districts with their hybrid meeting setups and everything like that. And as most of you know, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So we went from hybrid meetings to Zoom meetings but now we're back to hybrid. So if you want to visit us again, come back. The breakfast is awesome. The bacon is even better. So, alrighty. And do we have any other visiting Rotarians today? I don't want to miss out on anybody. No? Okay. All right. And thank you to our greeters. We got Lisa Schmidt, Joe Sullivan, Brandon Vitale. Welcome. And it is with great honor that our district governor, Tom Gump, is going to come up, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, four-way test, and give us the invocation. So, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And fifth. You got it right. Please have a seat. Please, and play ball for Steve May. Yep. Please bow your heads as we are led in the invocation. As religions around the world celebrate Easter, Passover, Ramadan, and Hindu Holi, we come together to give thanks for the fellowship that is Rotary. We are grateful for the opportunity to be part of a global organization and to give service to our schools, our local communities, and to people around the world. We are especially grateful for our Edina community of Rotarians. The Edina Noon Club, the Edina Morning Club, our Edina Rotaract Club, our Interact Club, and the Edina High School Rotary Global Scholars. We are also grateful for Rotary for giving us the vehicle to work on the important issues of the world, including racial inequality. We offer special prayer for our very good friend Tim Murphy. Please continue to pray for him and his family during his recovery. Thank you for this time together, and help us always honor the motto of Rotary, service above self. Amen.
All right, thank you, Tom. And thank you for all that you do for our club, our district, and all over the world. So, all right, moving on. So, Edina Morningside, this is our club update, and I can't remember, yep, I'm gonna advance it. So, my intern, Masha Feldman, helps me with all my PowerPoints every single day. Masha, every week, every day, whatever, but Masha, will you please stand up and take a bow? She is amazing. Masha is a sophomore at the University of Minnesota and working overtime with me. So thank you again, Masha. All right, so updates for our club. We decided we're gonna have a party, you guys. And at this party, It's June 26th. It's coming up fast. We have a lot of planning to do at this time, but part of it is going to be fun. I have gotten Tom to agree to be able to sit in a dunk tank. And so, I know, how fun is that? So if you want to come dunk the Gump, I had it dump the Gump, but that doesn't sound too nice. So we changed it to dunk the Gump. It'll be a fundraiser. It'll be a fundraiser for Tom's choice of funds, and we might even like branch it out to who else would you like to dunk in the tank. So we were just playing around with some ideas, but so more to come on that. So keep an eye out on that. The trifecta of community service projects. I wanted to highlight this. So another club in Edina is our Veterans Club. And they just came up with this great idea. They're doing a trifecta service project. The blood drive, food drive, clothing drive. They're a little bit on the overachiever side, I think is what I would take from that. But yes, so please take note of the dates. There's more on our website. I probably would assume it's probably on Edina News as well, as we support the Minnesota veterans and the hard work that they do. So please take note of that for the blood drive in particular on April 22nd. And everybody knows about the district conference, right? Right? Yes. Who's signed up? All right, come on. Nudge. Little peer pressure. It's okay. It's okay. Worked with my 4 kids, I'll work with you guys. Sign up for the district conference, you guys. It's super important. It's super fun, and we're going to plant a bunch of trees and improve the environment here in Minnesota. So please sign up, show up. We're going to have food trucks there, and it's going to be great. So please come support our district governor in one of the last months that he's our governor, and have some fun with other Rotarians. So, all right, now, enough of me. Sam Thompson, the president of the Noon Club, is coming up here right now. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to be with the Morning Club. It's good to see some friends I haven't seen for a while. And I'm going to be giving a short update on our club, some of the things we're doing, but also some of the things that we're doing together. Can you hear me okay? Is this okay? Good. Okay, so first off, I want to talk about our leadership series, and this is an event that our 2 clubs are working on together. We started this last year as a mentor program. We met an hour before our meetings, and we realized with the pandemic this year that it'd be pretty hard to do that live, so it's virtual, and we moved it to at night. So it's at night. It goes in the evenings from 6 to 7. It's always the 3rd Tuesday of the month. And really, it's open to the public, invite guests. It's a great way for both our clubs to grow our membership, but it also is a great way to educate our members and to grow our future leaders. So I highly recommend that all of you join in on it. We've been getting great numbers. I think the last meeting we had about 50 people pre-registered, so the numbers have been phenomenal. Rob Redding, I think Rob's here, is he not? He's been our host. Rob, stand up. He's been doing a great job for it. He's been our host, and he's been pulling the speakers together. And oftentimes the speakers come from within our clubs. But Rob also has connections with other speakers, other experts out there that he brings in. We've had sessions such as communication, teamwork, emotional intelligence. So they've been really good sessions. Our next meeting is April 20th, and it's Paul Moody. He's with the Noon Club. He's he's the owner of the Faribault Woolen Mills, and he's going to talk on values-based leadership, how appropriate for Rotary. So, and his talk is called "Who Are You and What Do You Stand For?" And you can register for all of these sessions on the edinaleadership.org. Also wanted to talk, I know both our clubs have a race and equity committee, and we started ours this year to increase our diversity for our membership to bring awareness to race and equity issues in Edina and the surrounding area, and to support organizations that assist people of color. And we've we have a book club going on. We're actually, our last night for the book club, for the book we're reading, is tomorrow night. It's called White Fragility, Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism. And we've had 34 members participate in this, so we've had a great turnout. And our Lake Street project that both our clubs are involved with, and that was due to the rioting in South Minneapolis from the George Floyd killing. We're working with our District 5950 and our Lake Street and the Lake Street Council to mentor a company called Post Plus. And they do packaging, shipping, and mailbox rental store. And they're located in the Minnehaha Center, which is near the police precinct that was burned with rioting last year. And the owner is Amina Osman. She's in the photo here with Brad Hepp. Brad's helping her with insurance. And it turns out, we did not know this until Brad met with her, but Amina went to Edina High School. And so what a connection there to have that happen. Sandy Schley, is Sandy here? I'm not sure if she's here. She's heading this up. And we've had all kinds of participation. It's been great. The Rotary Club is helping with a business plan, legal issues. We're working with accounting, marketing, but we still need electric repair, and we still need more help with reviewing legal documents. So if any of you can do that, please see Sandy. And we just found out that there's more vandalism and looting over by her business. And fortunately, 2 nights ago, she was not damaged, but I guess a couple of businesses near her were. There was some rioting and looting going on, which is unfortunate. I also wanted to talk about our service, one of the service projects we're doing. We try to, with all of the funding, all the grants that we're doing, we try to support one of those organizations physically with boots on the ground. And this year we're doing My Own Bed for families in need of needing beds. And so it's through our community service projects. And we're also combining this with a bedding drive that we're going to do at our club. So that should be great. And then finally, my last update, and this is an event that both our clubs are involved with. It's a vocational development night. We've been doing this for quite a while. It's a great opportunity for you as members to talk about your business or your career, what you're doing. It's been mainly virtual this year, but in May we're going to do a hybrid, so we're excited about that. It's going to be at CW's Restaurant, which is on 100 and south of 494. It used to previously be Poor Richards. And it's on May 5th, 5:30 to 7. We have a safe room to spread out, COVID-friendly. And Lindsey Smaka, who's here in the back, who's part of our program today with Edina Public Schools, will be the speaker. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Steve Buettner.
I just, too, want to echo that it's great seeing people in person. I spend quite a bit of time on Zoom meetings, and it's just feels good to be with this group and see people that I know face to face. Good morning, and I won't take up a lot of time, but I do want to just give you some information and update you on some of the actions with the school district. You may know, if you don't, it'll be my privilege to announce that the school district is going out for a levy, technology levy and bond referendum May 11th. And that is a $7 million technology levy for a renewal and slight increase, and then a $7 million bond. And you may know me. I'm in the Noon Rotary, and I'm the Director of Technology. And I just want to let everyone know that the district prides itself on the education system that we provide to the community, and I think you all recognize the importance of an education system in a community and how it provides property values and just increases the community, increases the value of the community. And to that end, from time to time, we need to reinvest in technology and reinvest in infrastructure to make sure it's up to date so that our teachers are doing the awesome work they're doing. The technology levy is a renewal with a slight increase. It's about a $500,000 increase to address the technology, the increasing digital curricular materials that we're getting. That doesn't mean we get rid of our textbooks, our textbooks are going to stay, but increasingly we're finding digital assets and digital resources that helps enhance our student learning. So I think you'll see some of the work that Lindsey's done with the high school students and some of the work that I brought with the high school students allows us to continue that great work. It also supports the infrastructure. If you run a business or own a business, you know that technology is ubiquitous with it. Wi-Fi, internet connects all of our digital resources in the organization, internet. And then just from time to time, technology needs to be renewed. And so this is a plan to renew that technology that some of it's 10 years old or older. Then there is a $7 million 20-year bond that will help with infrastructure needs, will allow us to own and manage more of the special education and busing that we do so that we can help provide better service to our students, especially our students of need. Also, it's going to address some of the parking and traffic challenges that we have at elementary schools and at our middle school. If you've ever gone to pick up a child at an elementary school or middle school, you can see that it's quite congested, and we just think there's a better way to do that for safety and security for our kids, so we hope to be able to address that need. And then just the final impact, financial impact of these two bonds and levies. For the technology levy, for a $600,000 home, it is $24 extra a year, and so it's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks a month. And then for the bond, it is $10 extra a year, so it's not a significant increase. I do recognize that in this last year with the pandemic year, there's been some hardship and things like that for people losing their businesses or business hardship, and so the district has really worked to try to keep this at a minimum and work with our board and our leadership to make sure that what we're asking for is what we really need in order to support the school district, in order to provide a quality product for the district. If there's any questions, I'm around. Feel free to ask me those questions. And then we also have a website. I think there's a slide here that will show you where you can get some information from it, but I'll be more than happy to answer any questions afterwards or during it. And then contact me at Edina Public Schools, email or telephone, and I'll be more than happy to answer that. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate it. Thank you for showing up today and giving us the update. All right, we've already done that. Apologize. Okay. We already did all this. Okay. Next up, we have Josh Sprague from the Edina Noon Club coming up to talk about the scholarship program today.
Sam, did you want to say something here, or you want me to just roll? Okay. It's good to be with the top two clubs in the universe here. We won't go into who's who. We all know, right? But, and the other thing is that I think I'd like to do something unconventional, which is unconventional for me, right? But I would like, John Crudelli has been involved in so many of our different joint programs, also was a participant in the 2019 Guatemala trip. So I would like to make a motion that we adopt John Crudelli as a member of our two clubs. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Motion passes. How about that? See, now you don't have to feel weird. You're an adopted member. All right. So it's such an honor and privilege to be up here today talking about this program, which really started, the birth of this idea started in 2015 when we chartered Interact. That was also a joint program and effort of these two clubs. We wanted to find a way to engage the school system with a population of students that are near and dear to our heart, our Edina school students. And so we got that program set up and then looked for additional ways to collaborate, always with an eye towards increasing awareness and participation in Rotary service and international opportunities for exchange and learning. So in spring 2017, we had a great debate, which we often do at our foundation meetings. And we were looking at signature projects, and there was a little bit of thinking, you know, we're finding projects that have maybe exposure, some PR benefit. but not necessarily the impact we're looking for. We talked about the amount of funding and other things, and what it came down to was the foundation board empowered myself to go out, and Platt was also on this exploratory committee, to look for multiple year projects in partnership with some of our existing community partners. So I think in the beginning, the school district had put in an application that year for a community connection center, which was an all-purpose room with technology, media, and furnishings to do virtual classroom exchanges. So that's kind of the first thought, was this, international exchange center that could be a virtual center. And obviously we were ahead of our time, right? But so we met with Kathy Rendelman from the Edina Education Fund in the fall of 2017, talking to her about whether her board would be interested in doing a co-funded project, just so we could get the bones of the funding together. She helped set up a meeting with the Edina Public Schools. A fellow Rotarian, Steve Buettner, was at that meeting, and thank you, Steve, for bringing along the school district to that meeting. And they were talking about at that meeting not so much this Rotary branded communications or exchange center, but about global scholar curriculum. That's the best way I can put it. I left that meeting thinking, okay, that's interesting, another different facet. Maybe we need to go away from the bricks and sticks into something that's more program-based. In the spring of 2018, so this is maybe 9 months later, we met with Susan Tennyson, who was the director of teaching and learning at the Edina schools. And we had been talking to her about this Minnetonka specialized degree program. I think it was based on more like DECA, like financial or enterprise-based. And I said, no, that's an interesting possibility as well. And she presented a proposal that would blend concentrated academic studies, not necessarily just in business, but in humanities, fine arts, science, technology, engineering, and math, other departments, a global competency program, international exchange, and Rotary service activities. And at that meeting, we began to work out some preliminary costs and funding options. And I have to thank Susan so much, because she really put thoughts to paper. Not only did she have a preliminary program description, but she had metrics. And it's funny because the metrics for first year, Lindsey, it was like 6 scholars. How many do you have right now? 60. Crazy. But the fact that she put metrics to it, I think, is important. We didn't want this just to be, a loose program. We wanted it to be results-based. So then in just following up that meeting, the board asked me to circulate some goals for our club for the funding portion. For us, we're doing maybe a signature project at $25,000 a year, and the thought here was a 4-year commitment, could be 80 to 100,000, and so they wanted to understand how it would impact our long-term strategic goals. So I put that together, and that was focused really on how the program would increase awareness and participation in our youth development programs that we've worked on with you for so many years, how it would boost Interact membership, how it would strengthen the collaborative relationship between the school district and our clubs, and how it would create international learning exchange opportunities. Ann and I toured the school that year with Kathy Rendelman to look at, we were still thinking of physical spaces to host this program. And then in February of 2019, Susan presented us a preliminary 4-year draft, which was then proposed. Actually, Andy Beaton, he's not here, correct? Is Andy here? Principal at Edina. Okay. Andy and some other folks came to our local service projects meeting in the April of 2019 to present this program and the ask, which at this point was a 4-year ask. And then finally, So this arc from 2015 Interact ends in September 2019, the end of the beginning, when our board approved the project for 4 years at $20,000 a year, which was combined with a match from the Edina Education Fund at $20,000 a year for 4 years, and a match of $2,500 a year of 4 years from our sister club, Edina Morningside Rotary Club. So full scope of this project, $170,000. Yeah. And then finally, so after we got this approved in the spring of 2020, Lindsey Smaka came on board as a director of this program, and shortly thereafter she joined our club, and then shortly thereafter that became the staff liaison to Interact. So we're in a position to just crush with this program, and I'm so enthused. I think this will open up a lot of doors for our clubs, perhaps to have other opportunities with these kids who are just amazing. And I know that all of us want to be of service to the youth in our community, and this just gives us another conduit to do that. I want to thank, before I bring Superintendent Schultz up, I just want to thank all the people involved, the Rotary Club of Edina leadership team, and the Edina Rotary Foundation Board, Kathy Rendelman and the Edina Education Board, Andy Beaton in Edina High School, Susan Tennyson, Steve and his colleague Randy at the Edina Public Schools, your club's past president Doug McElrath, Tom Gump, who helped facilitate that ask, and your board, and of course our fellow Rotarian Lindsey Smaka. Hear, hear. So with that, I'd like to bring up John Schultz. John joined Edina Public Schools as superintendent in July of 2017. He spent the majority of his more than 30-year career in education in nearby Hopkins Public Schools. First as a 9th grade science teacher, then as a principal intern, a K-12 district science coordinator, then director of teacher and learning, and then superintendent for 11 years. John holds several academic degrees, including bachelor's degrees in biology and religion from Augsburg College, and in education from the University of Minnesota. Hey! He also earned graduate degrees from the University of Minnesota, achieving a master's in soil, water, and climate science and a doctorate in curriculum and instruction. As Edina's superintendent, John brings a strong background in academic achievement, fiscal stewardship, facilities management, and equity leadership. For the past 3 years, he's focused on bringing collaborative leadership to the strategic plan and will work with the community to continue to grow academic excellence, equity and inclusion, social and emotional learning, leadership, and community engagement in the district. Please help me give a warm Rotary welcome to Superintendent John Schultz.
Thanks, Josh, and thank you, Noon Rotary and Morningside Rotary. This really feels good because it's been like, for me, like being an air traffic controller in COVID and managing this school year. And this is really the first spring celebration I'm coming to. So this is a great time of the year because we get to celebrate students, celebrate what happens in the school district. So it's events like this that always bring hope and awe for me, hope for our future, because you see these great accomplishments that the kids are showing. And the awe comes from just what a student can get done. It's just amazing. I think about how I was just, what students are doing today compared to what I did in the 20th century was just, I didn't do much compared to this. Edina is really full of partnerships, and these partnerships always bring achievement, and it always brings citizenship. And I hope the community and the Rotary is very proud of that. It's because of the partnerships you've created, you are teaching the importance of citizenship. In this case, it's global citizenship, how you place students into an environment where they can learn how to connect themselves and connect all our communities to the rest of the world. So it just feels really good to be doing this today. So I was told, Andy told me that I'm supposed to lead this as a commencement. So if I think about commencement, the administration, me, presents the graduates to the board. So what I'd like to say is Noon Rotary and Morningside Rotary, you are going to be the board. So all of you in here right now are board members. How's that feel? Okay. That doesn't mean you get to boss me around. Stay at your tables. Keep your ideas to yourself. So as a board, you're providing an opportunity for 7 students: Esther, Ria, Emma, Ashna, Nick, Paige, and Sophia. And I have the opportunity to present that class to you. So, Edina Rotary Clubs, the 7 students graduating this morning has met all of the program requirements. They have directed Lindsey Smaka, our very talented advisor, how to do her job, and has given us an absolutely wonderful opportunity to celebrate their achievements in this great partnership. Edina Morningside and Noon Rotary Global Scholars Board members, I present to you the class of 2021 Edina Rotary Global Scholars. And can we have our students stand, please? Okay. And let's give them another round of applause. So I'll turn it over to Miss Lindsey Smaka. I was a science teacher, and I know Lindsey's got a big interest in environmental science, so we share the same spirit.
Great. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you for speaking, Dr. Schultz. Thank you to 4 of the 7 students who are here today. I know there is a lot going on at school this week, so I'm really thankful 4 of you were able to be here today. 3 could not make it because of school commitments, but I'm glad you 4 are here. So first, I just want to give a little bit of a background of the structure of the program. So Josh did a great job of the history of it. But as Dr. Schultz said, I have been directed by the students this year on how my job has developed throughout the year. So what I started doing at the beginning of the school year is definitely different than what I'm doing now. And I'm thankful that I was able to have that experience to evolve the program into making it the best fit for those students. So I'm really excited to start again next year, making it bigger and better, and learning from this crazy year. And so thank you, you 4, for guiding me through this year, first of all, okay? So in the program, students choose a program of study. So it is either STEM, Fine Arts, or Humanities. During their years at Edina, ideally starting in their sophomore year, they take specific coursework in order to achieve their program of study. So for example, a student who is concentrating in STEM will take a couple extra years of science, a year of computer science on top of the graduation requirements already needed. Also, students must reach a proficiency in another language, so basically master another language. So all 4 of those students back there have mastered another language besides English. Also, become involved in the Rotary, so that could include Interact, or although we weren't able to have it this year, Camp Enterprise or RILA. So in the future, that'll be definitely happening. Have a global collaboration experience. Now, this was the big one that threw us for a loop this year, as that usually involves travel and traveling to another country. And with COVID, a lot of things were canceled and we weren't able to do that. Students took it in strides. We were able to get really creative and do a lot of virtual things in its place. So for example, we had the Model G20 Summit, Ashna back there took part in and was able to collaborate with students around the world, and she won an award for it, which was amazing. So that was kind of a silver lining of the pandemic in terms of the Global Scholar Program, is that it was a long-term goal of mine to create a virtual global collaboration experience, as travel is not always possible for some students. So we were able to accomplish that this year, and that was something I was not expecting. So, and then another requirement is a capstone project. So in their first year, in their junior or senior year, students will take a course. It is a semester-long course called the Global Scholar Capstone. And basically what they do is they learn a little bit about global citizenship, a little bit about kind of their place in the world, how to kind of become more culturally competent, speak to people who maybe aren't the same as themselves, and then they're going to dive into a research project. So all of our 7 students have taken this course either in the fall or are currently taking it. Their research project, what they do is they choose a country or a region of the world that they are interested in or maybe have visited in the past, and they come up with a global issue that they are passionate about. So they research this global issue in that region of the world, and then they also take it to the local level, because the global issue, we are part of the global issue here in Edina, even though we are seeing it maybe in Africa. So during their research, they find something local to do, either a volunteer project or a mentorship with a Rotarian. Wink, wink, maybe in the future you could become one, or volunteer of some sort. So I'm going to tell you kind of all about the different things that they have done when they come up here, and I talk about their individual experiences. But it is a great way for them to serve the community, to connect to the community. Also, they're realizing that we live in a very diverse community here in the Twin Cities, that there are a lot of people who have roots from other countries. And it's actually been fairly easy for them to find people who are from the region of the world that they are interested in, and have been able to connect with those people, which has been awesome. So, okay. All right, so I wanted to also give you some statistics. So in the inaugural year, I was wrong. I said 60 before. It's actually 61. So we have 61 enrolled students. 7 are the graduating seniors today. 22 for our juniors, 25 sophomores, and then 7 freshmen. Over this first year, we have 13 completed capstone projects. So that means all 7 seniors completed their capstone, along with 6 of the juniors. 2 scholars are advancing to nationals for the Academic World Quest competition. Both are juniors, Ellie Carthouse and Nora Kennedy. So they have been doing an awesome job of that, and we're able to find out about this program through the Global Scholars. And then 2 scholars won awards at the Model G20 Summit, Ashna Kumar, who's in the back, and Emma Johnson. Also, I'm looking forward to the district conference, as the program is winning an award. So here's another plug. Go ahead and sign up for that. All right, so yeah, if I could invite the 4 up here, please. All right, so we are going to start with Miss Esther Effiong, sorry. And what she did for her capstone project was reproductive health care and the well-being of women. And she focused on Guatemala, which is amazing because we have a connection to Guatemala here in our club. She has mastered the language of Ibibio because she is from Nigeria and came with that amazing knowledge, and I'm just so thankful for that. Along with the Global Scholar Program, she is part of Debate, Speech, Model UN, the Mosaic Club, and Interact. So. And I would give hugs in a normal world, but we're not in a normal world right now, so. Next up, we have Rhea Hammond. She did her capstone project on sustainable food consumption. She focused on France. She was able to connect with a Cargill food scientist, and she was a mentor for her, so that was a really cool experience for her. For her global collaboration experience, she was supposed to go to Borneo with the science program at school, which unfortunately got canceled. In fact, 6 of the 7 students were supposed to do that, so I'm hoping you guys are able to do that in the future and study abroad when you are in college and have that amazing immersive experience, even though the pandemic canceled it twice. So, along with the Global Scholar Program, she is part of the Model UN, band, and synchronized swimming. What she has said about the program is that she's learned a lot about conservation. It has enhanced her understanding about the impact of the environment. She hopes to stay up to date on global issues, ideally through immersive travel. She plans to study at the University of California, Santa Cruz, and majoring in marine biology. Congratulations, Rhea. Next up, we have Emma Johnson. She is not able to be here today, but she did her capstone project on sustainable practices to prevent deforestation. She is currently working on her project now. She is concentrating on Australia and also working with some local park rangers in the Minnesota DNR. She's fluent in French. She is also part of the Interact Club, Orchestra, Project Earth Club, and attended the Model G20 Summit, winning her award. She describes herself as an environmental protectionist with a love for science and paleontology, and plans to major in geology or biology with hopes to travel abroad. So congratulations to Emma. Next up, we have Ashna Kumar. She did her capstone project on, or is currently doing her capstone project on productivity and in farming and production, and is working with a ranger who I know in South Africa, and I think that's an awesome connection that they are making, and is also working with the Indigenous Food Lab here in Minnesota, and is has already started volunteering her time there. I don't know if you want to speak more about the Indigenous Food Lab, but they pack meals for Native peoples in need around the city. And so she's already been helping with that, which is awesome. She is part of the Interact Club and also attended the Model G20 Summit, winning her award. What she has said about the program is that it has shown her how to take all of her different passions and combine them into something worthwhile that can change the world for the better. Sparked her love for adventure and learning about different perspectives from around the world. In the future, she hopes to travel, study abroad, and do some sort of major pertaining to global studies. She plans to major in environmental sciences, maybe going to Wake Forest, is what you said. So congratulations to Ashna. And then we have Nick Landon, who is not able to be here today. Nick is fluent in French. He is extremely active in band, as you can see from the photo that he chose. He did his capstone project focusing on Northern Africa, specifically on the Blue Helmets. He called it a critical and pragmatic study of the United Nations peacekeeping forces. So he did a really cool podcast about looking at the effectiveness of peacekeeping forces. So I encourage you to check it out. It is linked on the Global Scholar website. So congratulations to Nick. Next up, we have Paige Moore. So Paige Moore, so I'm just going to start out saying all 7 of these students, first of all, are seniors, joined when they were seniors. So that means they did a 3-year program in 1 year. So just that in itself is an amazing accomplishment. They also did this in the pandemic, which is and also another amazing accomplishment. And Paige had another thing happen, which is that she was diagnosed with cancer right after the pandemic hit. And this girl, she was able to take it in strides. She did all of her AP tests, completed all of her classes, all while in a hospital room undergoing chemotherapy. And the mental and physical strength that must have taken is just super amazing to me, and I admire you so much, and I'm very, very, very proud of you. So I think that and now she's here with us and healthy and amazing, so I'm just so excited for that. But she's currently working on her capstone project on the environmental impact of cities and their expansion, and focusing on Peru. She is fluent in French. She has won the Dartmouth Book Award, is active in concert and chamber orchestra. She says the biggest impact of the program was seeing the effects of charity and foreign aid industries and how they're kind of disconnected from what is actually needed. And that was interesting to her. She hopes to learn more languages, immerse herself in new cultures through travel. She plans to major in statistics with a minor in French. Congratulations, Paige. And our last scholar is Sophia Zach. Sophia was my TA, so she is also near and dear to my heart, so she can't be here today. But she is focusing on global education equality and equity between ethnic groups and genders. She's currently working on it, and she's hoping to focus on Guatemala also, which is super awesome. She is fluent in French and active in orchestra, club soccer, Model UN, and the academic World Quest. She plans to major in math or chemistry, awesome, chemistry, and minor in international relations. So congratulations to Sophia. That's it, yeah. Thank you all so much for coming. And, yes, of course. Thank you all for showing them some love. Oh, sure, yeah. Does anybody have any questions? For me or the students, I guess. I could put them on the spot. Yes.
Well, I have a comment more than a question. I'm Carolyn Jackson. I'm on the Edina City Council.
Okay.
And Mayor Hovland goes to United States Council of Mayors. And he came back with a report on what communities are looking for in education. And two of the big things were helping kids connect with the adult world and where they were going to go after school. Another one is a global emphasis. So I just want to thank everybody involved with this program. It's really aligned with what communities are looking for, and I'm just so proud of everybody involved. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm wondering how the program changed. You indicated that it's evolved a bit, and I'm wondering if you could describe how it evolved or changed.
Yeah, that's a good question. So no major changes or things have happened yet. It's more sparked ideas this year. So with the capstone project, for example, that class has evolved even from semester 1 to what I'm doing it to now how I'm doing it semester 2. My hope is that there is going to be more of an action at the end of this. So they're doing these amazing research projects and learning all of these things. In the future, I'm hoping that students are able to kind of put their ideas more into action. So that's one of my goals for next year, if that makes sense. As I mentioned, the global collaboration experience has evolved from most likely it was going to be travel for all of them. And while I firmly believe travel is an amazing way to immerse yourself in a new culture and gain so much knowledge, we were also able to find out that, hey, Zoom exists and it works really well. And I'm really thankful that we were able to figure that out this year and open it up to even more students who wouldn't have those possibilities. I'm also trying to launch a kind of a scholarship program, I guess, for the students, so that, you know, travel does cost money, and I want this to be accessible to any student who wants to do it. So that's one of my long-term goals also, is to create a scholarship fund for experiences like that for students. Other questions? Josh?
Tell us a little bit more about the requirements in each category for the degree.
Yeah, so let's see. Do you mean like the Rotary involvement and things like that? Okay, yep. So program of study I mentioned is STEM, fine arts, or humanities, and that's just strictly coursework that they take at school. That's another thing that I kind of have a goal with is to hopefully create more coursework that is globally focused, because right now, you know, we are following the Minnesota state standards, and that's not always the case. So collaborating with teachers and maybe doing some teacher training at school to create this coursework that is more globally focused and have the students take those courses. Fine arts, I've been working a little bit with the orchestra director as he's doing a capstone project also for his fine arts and how to incorporate that. And then humanities. Social studies, for example, has a great travel program that they're implementing also. So between those three things, making it a little bit more globally focused, I think, is a long-term goal. So. And then reach proficiency in another language. So what that means is they reach the highest level of language offered at school. So for example, we have a lot of Frenchies, as they call it, students who went to Normandale and mastered French. They reach AP French or French 5, one of the two. Also, I think this is an amazing opportunity for our EL students, our ML students, which are the multilingual students who come to us from another country. You know, their language brings huge value for our program. And so we decided to open that up and say, hey, that definitely counts. You know, you are fluent in another language, and that's amazing. And you don't really need to go through to the AP5 level or anything like that. So one of those two things in terms of language. Rotary involvement. Also, I hope to ramp this up next year when we have more offerings happening. So the Interact Club, this spring we are going to definitely recruit more students to join the Interact Club, join the Interact board. I'm hopeful that most, if not all, of my Global Scholar students will become a part of the Interact Club because they are so interconnected. Also enrolling them in the Camp Enterprise and Camp Ryla are going to be an option. And then the global collaboration experience. So in the past, this would have been a study-based travel, is what we call it at school. So it's not just a trip where you're going sightseeing or anything like that. It's really an immersive experience. So for example, students last year were able to do an exchange with South Korean students, and they lived with South Korean students while they were there. They hosted South Korean students and really formed that bond. In science, we take students on conservation expeditions where we are in the jungle for a week camping with no cell service and working directly with scientists and from people around the world to battle these conservation issues in more developing or global south countries. And same thing with social studies. I know they're planning a Vietnam trip to really get immersed in the experience there. So that type of global collaboration experience is what we are hoping for, the really travel-based study. But as I mentioned before, with the wonders of Zoom, we're able to do some experiences that way also, which is awesome. And then, yeah, the capstone project, semester-long class. Again, these students amaze me. They are doing a full load and are able to do a full research project and create some. Last semester we had amazing podcasts. They really wanted to do the podcasts. Also an option is a video or an article or a photo essay. This semester they're still working on it, but I can tell that they're going to have some amazing things come about this. So I will post their projects on the website when they are done also. I have 6 in the class right now, so yeah.
All right.
All right.
Wow. Thank you, Lindsey. I am just in awe. I think most of us all are, because we all probably come from similar eras, but blows me away. I don't want to call you kids, young adults, whatever, are accomplishing things like beyond my dreams when I was your age for sure, but I mean, probably even my age now. So thank you so much for doing all that you do. We are here to support you, and we will continue to do so, as you know, in the next few years. And hats off to you guys. I mean, geez, it's phenomenal. With a lot of things that are going on in the world right now that don't seem so positive, this was a great light in my week, in my month, and we just thank you again for coming this morning. I'm sure it wasn't probably part of your your day, but like you get up early and come here and do this, but thank you so much. I also, oh, sorry, go ahead. I also want to say thank you to Steve Buettner for coming. I think he's still here, and giving us the update on the referendum, and thank you for the patience on being able to do that. John Schultz, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and all that you do for the Edina schools. Everybody else that had something to do with this meeting, it takes, you know, obviously Josh Sprague, the crew here today. Also give a hand to the Edina Country Club staff for that awesome breakfast. It's amazing. And before I say thank you to my partner here, Sam Thompson, I do want to give you a little message. Kathy Rendelman with the Edina Education Fund sent a little message to everyone. And she says, on behalf of the Edina Education Fund, thank you all. Thank you to all of you for your dedication to our students, your help in bringing the program together, and your outstanding partnership. That is everyone in this room right now, okay? Here's to many more years of Edina Rotary Scholars. And we look forward to it, you guys. Please consider, give a little push for Rotaract, once you guys are done with high school. Rotaract is a great club for 20-year-olds. They just started what's called Rotaract, which is a virtual Rotaract group that just got started. I believe they have up to 15 people from all across the world that attend this, and their main goal are environmental issues and things like that. So please check that out. Again, thank you for visiting us today. Sam, do you want to come up and say a word or two or not? No. Okay, I do want to mention, this is all being recorded, so please check us out on YouTube, post it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you have, but please get the word out there. What these students are doing is phenomenal, and I think it will make anybody that watches it and is interested make their day a lot happier and brighter. So thank you again. I guess that's it. So go out and remember that Rotary opens opportunity. Have a great week.